All for One finally met his demise at the hands of Bakugo. The greatest villain of the series was taken down thanks to the combined efforts of multiple heroes, but it was Bakugo who gave him the final blow in the end. Episode 4 of the final season gave us a glimpse into the past of the villain, his relationship with his brother, and the hatred he felt against Kudo, the second user of One for All, and the person he blames for taking his brother from his side. The pacing is intense, with Bakugo fighting to the last of his strength and giving it all to stay true to his word and become the final and unbeatable boss for All for One. Right from the start, the episode dives deep into the origin of the villain and his brother. We learn that they were born in tragic circumstances. Their mother was homeless and, for the looks of it, an alcoholic too. The world was just beginning to see the emergence of quirks. Even before birth, All for One was already consuming everything around him. He was born strong and healthy, while his brother was born weak and frail. He was also full of ambition, wanting to have it all, and stealing the quirk from his mother right away. His story is one of pure evil. Unlike many other villains who fall to darkness because of circumstances or personal tragedy, All for One was evil from the very beginning. The episode highlights how his desire to dominate and possess everything and everyone shaped him from childhood. In contrast, his brother was compassionate and admired heroes from the comics he read. They grew up alone and isolated, while the younger brother got inspired by heroes while reading the comics and showing them to his brother. All for One became obsessed with the villains and how they didn't need to even hide their identity. Eventually, All for One began taking quirks from others, enslaving the world to his will. He saw everyone, even his own brother, as property. He gave his brother the name of Yoichi, emphasizing that he was his first property, which from the kanji characters used for his name, it can mean the one given or the one who gives. Both interpretations suitable for the character that would be the first user of All for One. Ironically, out of pity, he himself gifted Yoichi his quirk, a mistake that would lead to his greatest downfall. As an adult, Yoichi was kept imprisoned by his brother until he finally met Kudo, who would take him out of his cell and show him the path to freedom away from his evil brother. They together would become the first user of One for All. But, as punishment from running away from him, and in what could be considered as an act of pure jealousy, All for One killed his own brother, implying that if he's not there for him, he had no right to be. Back in the present timeline, this emotional story ties directly into Bakugo's fight. All for One blames Kudo for everything, for his brother's rebellion, for his failures, for his current suffering. Now facing Bakugo, who resembles Kudo both in appearance and spirit, that hatred reignites. He sees in Bakugo the man that took his brother away from him and who started the chain of events that has brought him to this point. He will launch then his most desperate and destructive attack yet, a final move meant to destroy everything around him and force a transfer with Shigaraki. But Bakugo bravely stands his ground, and, in spite of the rain and his exhaustion, he outsmarts and outlasts All for One, using his quirk with precision and intelligence. In a brutal exchange, the villain's body begins to collapse. His rejuvenation has made him physically unstable and weaker. Bakugo seizes the opportunity and delivers a final explosive attack, sending All for One crashing to the ground. The Demon Lord has fallen. All for One has finally been defeated. He has turned all the way back into a baby, and in an act of desperation, as his body disintegrates, he still tries to crawl towards Shigaraki, desperate and broken. It's a haunting, pathetic sight for a once proud and indestructible villain. The closure is quite poetic. Bakugo, about to collapse, brings himself one last time to stand against the now-turned baby All for One, who, enraged by his state, attacks Bakugo again, giving him the chance to counterattack with his final explosion. All Might watches from nearby, finally witnessing the end of his lifelong nemesis and the rise of the next generation. As the episode closes, the narrative shifts its focus to increase the hype for the next episode towards the final battle, Deku vs Shigaraki. And well, guys, that was it for All for One and also for the episode. The origin story of the villain definitely brings some additional depth to the character, but the way that One for All is started is a little bit convoluted, as it really doesn't show how Yoichi passes quirk to Kudo. Something additional that some people may have missed are the group of dead children that lay in a pool of blood near the villain as he slain Kudo. The scene goes by fast, but the detail highlights the cruelty of the villain as nothing will stop him from getting what he wanted. Other than that, I loved Bakugos' performance and the way that he stood his ground one final time to be sure that that evil baby didn't have a chance to cause more chaos. So, what do you think of Bakugos' greatest victory? Let me know down in the comments, and remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy my content and help me grow my channel. Until the next one, bye!